Welcome to Bad Dog Comedy TV. It's live comedy on YouTube, and you're watching a live recording of the Landlord and Tenant Podmess, presented by the Sonar Network. Now give it up for the hosts of the Landlord and Tenant Podmess, James Hartnett and Michael Belazzo.
Hello, fans! Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Landlord and Tenant Podmess, the only podcast that has the balls to ask the question, can a landlord and tenant be buddies? Hi, everybody. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Landlord James.
And I'm your other co-host, and my name is Tenant Michael, as usual. As per usual. I love that saying.
Wow, you're not usually a slang guy. Mm-hmm. All right, we got a nice comment there. You know, Mike, isn't it our two personalities? Yes. Look at our backgrounds. I've got this gorgeous bedroom in my loft condo, beautiful. I got plants. I got all sorts of clothes. Yeah, I can't even fit them in my closet. Walk in, obviously. Yeah. And then we look at Mike's background, gray wall.
Gray wall, but it allows me to concentrate. I don't need all the bells and whistles that you have. I don't want people, quite frankly, to know what I own or where I am. All I need is a gray wall and my nice glass of water.
It's almost like you are being held hostage by a paramilitary organization.
Imagine if a gun came in just off from the side there, and then I started like blinking in a weird pattern, and it was like I was being held hostage by a maniac. And then, as I'm trying to communicate an SOS, the trigger is pulled, and there's the wall's not so gray anymore. It's very red.
You know what? That reminds me of the show Dexter. Because he would always investigate blood spatter. And, you know, Mike, I think you would really create some interesting spatter if that was ever to happen to you.
Put a canvas back there. Have you seen some of this modern art that goes for a lot of money? You blow your brains out onto the canvas, and then it sells at Sotheby's for, at $20 million.
It might be a good investment for you to get somebody to come over and do that to you, and then sell it, for, lots of money. We got a comment here from Red J-Way, who's watching us live, saying, missing the Christmas wreath. Jay? Yes, when we did a Christmas time show, Mike had a wreath taped to his empty gray wall.
Yes. Of course, it's now February 15th, so if I still had that wreath up, I would be a madman. So it's been put away with my Christmas tree and all the Christmas decorations and all my Christmas outfits and stuff. But rest assured, it'll be back next year for more fun.
Yeah, don't worry, fans. Twitter's Duncan I Don't Know, one of our fave listeners, wants to know what types of pants we're each wearing.
Does this qualify as, before you reveal... Does this qualify as harassment?
I feel okay with it, but it's up to you. I don't know. I'm cool. I'm cool with him asking that question.
Okay. I guess I'm cool if you are. Go ahead.
I'm wearing my typical Monday night pants. I'm wearing my leather pants. I tend to go black or purple if it's kind of fun. And so tonight's a big event. I'm wearing my purple leather pants and extra tight, please, because people always enjoy seeing what God gave me. Not that I believe in God, but what about you, Mike?
If he does exist, you want him to know what you're packing, is I think what you're trying to say. I'm wearing some khakis that have extra pockets for all my... It's like each layer of pockets has different things. So I have some food supplies, I have a flashlight, I have batteries, I have Kleenex, I have medication, and I have a little book. And yeah.
A little book?
Yeah, a little book.
Like a little black book? Like...
No, it's just like a little, like a shrunken down little novel. It's a Charles Dickens novel, Hard Times. It's sort of like a little tiny, yeah, that's what I have. Anyway, but this is exciting. We've started off with a bang here, talking about our pants on this live stream with Bad Dog Theater and the Sonar Network.
It is fun. It's fun doing this. I hope people like, probably a lot more people are going to be listening to this later as a podcast, but it's fun to do it live. We got comments. We've got, action. Yeah. And there's a sense of almost a sexiness because of the danger, because we're live streaming this. When we record, pre-tape something, we might say horrendous things, but you can always edit them out. Yes. If we mess up now, we're done for because it's being live streamed. So
it's basically like SNL, when who was it? Jenny Slate, I think, on her first sketch she ever did, she said the F word live from New York, and that must have felt awful. So we're on the same tightrope that Ms. Slate was all those years ago.
Very true.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should talk about our Valentine's Day. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, Mike.
The day where l'amour runs wild. Yes, yesterday was Valentine's Day. I guess all of our viewers, I'm sure you're recuperating in one way or another from the Feast of St. Valentine. We're going to talk about our Valentine's Day experiences. Feel free to sound off in the commies about your Valentine's Day experiences. Should I go first, James? I had quite an unusual one.
Really? Okay. No, I'm dying to hear about your Valentine's Day.
So, we're all under lockdown right now here in Toronto. So what can you do? You can't do much. Well, I did this. I had a romantic Valentine's Day VR experience.
Okay. Wow. Was it with a date or?
It was with a date, and quite a date. See, basically, what I participated in is a guided VR tour that lets you have a virtual date with anyone from history, basically anyone. So I chose, of course, my favorite actress, Christina Ricci.
Okay, so you did a guided VR Valentine's Day tour with Christina Ricci.
Yes, it was like a tour date kind of thing. You pay $250, you have to do a background check, and then you spend the entire evening dining and dancing with Christina Ricci or whoever you choose. So, that's what I did. It was just me and a bunch of the other single men from around the world who signed up for this VR date, basically.
Interesting. So, did you talk to Christina Ricci or?
Well, there were 30 men, basically. So picture 30 men wearing those VR helmets, and there was one Christina. So it was a bit hard to get a word in edgewise every now and then because we're all like, oh, Christina, look at me. Right? And so I asked her, I think, 2 or 3 things over the 5 hours. Yeah.
Do you remember what you asked?
I said, how do you do it? I meant like, how are you so amazing? I asked her some questions about the Addams Family movies and just what it's like to be a child actor and stuff like that. Yeah, but it was
classic
hard.
First date stuff.
Yeah, but at first I was annoyed because there were so many other darn guys there, making eyes at her and asking her questions, and I felt, I paid some good money here. Yeah. I wish I had more time with Christina Ricci, but in the end, after like 3 or 4 hours, I realized Christina Ricci was only part of this VR experience, and the best thing I took away from this was that I got to make friends with all these other single men from around the world who are also fans of Christina Ricci. So we are, we started a Facebook community. We text and message and send each other memes and GIFs all the time now, and that's the kind of thing you wouldn't get during a normal Valentine's Day, the friendship of 29 other single men from around the world.
Who all paid $250 to do a virtual reality date with Christina Ricci.
Yes, you've hit the nail on the head there, James. And just before we wrap this up, I just want to tell you we call ourselves the Ricci Militia.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of violent sounding. I don't know. The
Oh,
Ricci
but
militia.
the thing is, James, my boy, we couldn't be less violent if we tried. You know, very few of us are armed. We preach peace, and we just want everyone to live in harmony. Before I go, shout out to members of the Ricci militia: Atticus, Remy, Dragomir, and Hero.
Okay, interesting. So you at first had a kind of a disappointing Valentine's Day date because there were so many other men virtually on your evening with Christina Ricci, and it ended up having a silver lining for you.
I was pissed at the beginning, but by the end, fast forward 5 hours later, big goofy grin. Yeah. How was your Valentine's Day?
Oh, well, not bad. Not bad. I just want to say here, we've got Donovan Woods, I think Juno winning songwriter and performer.
And he's asking, does Michael believe in God? Yes, the Catholic God.
Okay. So we're talking about my Valentine's Day now, right?
Yes.
So it's an interesting comparison because here you are talking about your Valentine's Day. You spent all this money. You went on a sort of date. Yeah, I decided not to do that this year. I decided, you know what? I'm so fortunate. I'm so lucky. Why don't I give back this Valentine's Day, the holidays? Why don't I just give the hell back? So, yeah, I actually stayed home and I actually raised money for charity.
Wait, did an alien come in and snatch your body and replace you with a good person who is a philanthropist? This is very out of character for you, James. It's nice to hear you're giving back to the community.
I just thought I'm so lucky. Like, I should be doing this, and it's the holidays, and I don't need to go on some sexy date or go to Oasis Aqua Lounge sex club. Or anything like that. I should give back. So, I stayed in all Valentine's Day. I was doing cold calls, calling people to try to donate money to charity. Yeah, I was just like out there trying to get people to give their money. And,
wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like it was the right thing to do. To charity. Yeah.
May I say, good for you. Congratulations. Thank you for doing charity. Can I just ask, what kind of charity is this? What are you raising all that money for?
Yeah, it's a pretty good cause. We're raising money for charity for a company that is creating the first male Sybian machine. So it's exciting, and we just need some more startup money. So, I was cold calling people, trying to gauge their interest. Could you donate money to this, and we can really get this male Sybian machine going.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know what the Sybian machine is from some clips from Howard Stern and other places.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is something you want to be involved in? The male
Well,
Sybian.
there's a Sybian machine, which is this big machine that women can sit on, and it sort of, gets them off. But there's never been a male Sybian machine, so we're kind of, I'm sort of a big investor in this, and it's kind of a big machine that it's kind of got a saddle. It's kind of like a saddle, like this female Sybian machine, but there's basically like a fleshlight attached to it somehow. We're not too sure on the details. But, we see it as a revolution. Like, this is going to replace, those sort of like electronic bowls they have in the old timey bars. This is going to replace that. Yeah. This is going to be a showpiece. You're going to be able to put it in your living room, have company over, someone hops on the male Sybian. It's a good cause that we're raising money for here. So
interesting. I didn't see that coming, sir. How much money did you raise for this charity?
We're still in the process. I got an older lady to donate about $500.
Wow.
We were a little unsure if she understood what it was, but regardless, it's charity. It's money towards it, so it's helpful. We got a comment here from Adrian Gunn. Thank you. It's about time. We can't wait to get you up when this is, in production. We'll be getting you a male Sybian, sir.
Get his credit card information, James.
Yeah, I wish. Put it in the chat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that sounds interesting.
And it's charity.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Hey, no charity's ever done anything bad, so you have my full support. It sounds good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It is. I mean, it is a business I'm investing in. But that is a charity in a way.
Yeah.
So,
Have you ever? Now, this is a bit of I'm pulling back the curtains on our lives here. Have you ever, for real, ridden one of those bar bucket Broncos?
I never have. I always thought that's fucking child's play when I see
Really?
it. Yeah, I usually am at a bar with a girl, and I'm like, that's a fucking joke. You should see the actual horses I ride in my ranch.
Right.
Have you?
I did once at a bar in Montreal, and I fell off almost immediately. Yeah, I don't know who enjoys them actually. I don't know. I guess it's listeners, viewers.
Great,
Oh. This is a great riff.
great riff there, Mike. I mean, we've got Michael Mongiardi here from Sonar. Is it possible to edit that and get a video clip of that segment, and we could tweet it out and try to go viral? Or
If I isolate that clip and put it out there, I mean, the servers that hold our episodes are going to catch on fire. Oh boy. Yeah.
Well, that's good. It sounds like we both had a good Valentine's Day. Our
once
comment
saw a
section
couple-
is going bananas.
I once saw a couple in a bar doing it in a photo booth in the corner. That's a more interesting story than
You did, for real?
the Bulls. Yeah.
So was it like at the end of the night or something?
Not particularly, no. It was just the curtain. The two people went into the photo booth, pulled the curtain back, and then slowly but surely, everyone in the bar sort of noticed that something more than photo taking was happening
Wow.
inside the photo booth. And when they came out, everyone applauded as if they had just, won an Olympic event or something.
Interesting. Well, I went to the movies with my friend Brian in Brampton in probably the late 90s, and I'm 99% sure a guy was getting a hand job in front of us.
And what
So-
movie was it?
Oh, I don't remember, but it was weird because it was the afternoon and there were very few people in the theater, and we were both teens.
So if it was 1990, let's do some...
No, late 90s. It was probably 1999.
1999.
Or 96.
So 96. Could it have been Dumb and Dumber? Could it have been... What were big movies in the late 90s?
It could have been Armageddon. Could have been Twister.
It could have been...
He was getting a Twister, if you know what I'm saying.
Exactly. I know exactly what you mean. Let's say it was Twister, because that's fun. Maybe it was the scene where the cow is picked up by the Twister. Imagine if that was happening.
That'd be
Yeah.
a weird moment to be like, oh, I'm in unbelievable ecstasy. Oh, man, I'm looking at a cow flying.
Yeah.
Could be Con
Probably
Air. Great
Could have
flick.
been Con Air. Yeah.
So, good introduction. Sounds like we both had good Valentine's Day. I'm pretty
Beautiful
happy about that.
Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Now, this is pretty exciting, Mike. Now, if you're an American listener, you may not know this. I think you guys call today President's Day or some total BS. But us here in Ontario, we call today Family Day. It's a big holiday here. It's called. It's just called Family Day. It's a day to be with your family.
It's the most sacred day on the Ontario calendar.
It is. And yeah, maybe this holiday hasn't gone back hundreds of years or anything like that, but it has gone back around 10 or 15. So we thought, hey, what if we talk to the fucking guy who came up with this holiday, Family Day, who put it into law here in Ontario? How great would it be to get that insight about what Family Day is?
Yeah. Christmas, if you want to learn about Christmas, you talk to Jesus. Valentine's Day, you want to learn about that one, you talk to St. Valentine or that little Cupid guy. The only person to talk to about Family Day is the damn creator of the holiday, and he's going to join us right now. Without any further ado, please welcome former Ontario Premier Dalton McGuinty. Dalton, how are you?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Now, Dalton, we just have you over phone line here. We couldn't. I guess you don't have Zoom access where you are or whatever.
Yeah, after the gas plant scandal, man, like people always looking for where I am, so I just gotta lay low. I got a little payphone that I go to, and so it is what it is, right?
Well, we do appreciate you joining us. And Happy Family Day. I can't believe I'm saying that to the
Yes.
damn guy who made it up.
Best day of the year, guys. This is my Easter, guys. This is a wonderful day for me and the rest of the McGinty's around the world, guys. I'm really proud of this holiday I made.
So,
Well-
tell us about what psychotic fit made you come up with this day? What made you think of a day for the family as a whole?
Well, it's funny, it's me, Kathleen Wynn, Bob Ray, we're just sitting at a coffee shop near Queens Park. And
Right.
and we're just spitballing ideas there. It's kind of like the one Seinfeld episode where they're thinking of like little shows that they could make, like this could be a show, this could be a show, this could be a show. So I was like, I had my cup of coffee, I was like, drinking coffee day. That could be a show, right?
Right.
And then Kathleen Wynn, she cleans her glasses a bit. She's like, cleaning glasses day, like for all the people who have spectacles. That could be a holiday, right? That she's saying that. I meant holiday, not show. And then Bob Ray, he's combing his little white hair, and he's like, combing hair day. That could be a holiday, right? And then I look. I have the TV guide back then. I had the TV guide. I just read it. And I look at 8 o'clock on ABC that night. There was a show called Modern Family. And I said, guys, I got the holiday, Modern Family Day. And then they're like, you got to take the modern out. And we just settled. We said Family Day. That's the holiday. And so that's what's all. I always like Ed O'Neill on Married with Children. So I thought, let's honor that guy. I really love his character on Modern Family. So I said, let's make an Ontario holiday, Canadian holiday about the whole thing. And, 15 years later, I'm just raking it in at this point. It's amazing, guys. I feel great.
What a story. I mean, that is seriously like something out of Seinfeld or something. I love that the leaders of the provincial Liberal Party would just shoot the shit at a coffee shop.
Just the three of us, right? And the coffee shop we're at was the Tim Hortons near Queens Park. So, yeah.
Now,
I guess
can
that
I
makes
just ask
perfect
one question?
sense.
One question, Mike. Seriously, do you remember what you had that day?
Do I remember what I had that day?
At Timmy's, yeah.
Sorry. What did I have that day? A Boston cream donut, of course.
Oh,
of course I had a Boston cream donut.
But
Now,
Dalton,
Boston cream. You're not the premier of Massachusetts. You're the premier of Ontario. I
Yeah,
would
but
have
you
hoped you got an Ontario cream.
You gotta understand, James, right? You gotta understand, Boston's a Canadian thing now, right? Like with the Boston pizzas of the world and the Boston cream. We're taking Boston back, right? So that's the whole thing. It's very Canadian, Boston is now.
I didn't know that. We're taking Boston back.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
We're gonna have a Boston day. If I get in power again, the next holiday's Boston Day.
oh god,
What? Hey, if that gets Ben Affleck up here, I'd love that because it'd
Right,
be great to
Ben
get more of the
Aff, yeah.
Hollywood types up here.
I think,
Yeah.
Mr. McGinty, you just secured at least 2 votes if you ever do decide to run for office again. And my mind, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at a man whose mind is blown. I'm just going over the details of the origin of Family Day that you just related to us.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that was in 2007 when Family Day first started.
2007, yes. Yep.
It has all the elements for like a blockbuster movie, and I can
Yep.
just see, I can see someone like Ben Affleck playing you in the movie.
Yeah.
That tells the story of the first Family Day. you
Yeah.
know?
Well, the thing we've been talking to Frantic Films. We've been talking to
Oh, no
Frantic.
way.
We've
Really?
been talking to Frantic Films, and they're thinking about making something for us. So and we'd love Ben Affleck. Yeah, he'd do a great job. You'd have to shave a bit, of course, but I mean, he'd do a great
Certainly
job.
would.
You look a little like Ben. I could see Ben playing you.
Yeah. I'd play him. I'm thinking about going into acting a bit now, so I'd play him too.
No.
Are you kidding?
If you ever needed a stunt double or something, he's up here in Canada. I'd play him for sure. Absolutely, yeah.
So, Mr. McGinty, are you saying you want to get involved in the world of action movies specifically, or?
Yeah, I've been handing out my resumes. Yeah, action movies. Yeah. I've been handing out my resumes for the. There's lots of. There's lots of filming going on in Toronto and Ottawa and stuff, and I see a film shoot, and I go up to the cameraman, I hand him my resume, I say, I'd love for you to consider me, Yeah, I've been thinking about it, guys. I'm done with politics. I want to get into stunts and all sorts of maybe writing too. I'd write an action movie.
Well,
Man, me, Bob, and Kathleen Wynn. We were great. We had great little thing going on there. So I think I'd
yeah.
love to get us back together and write
Now,
a little movie.
you may have to start small. You might have to start doing commercials and that kind of thing.
Hey, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I've done other things I didn't want to do before in the past. So this is just normal, guys. This is just normal. Yeah.
They say politics is showbiz for ugly people, but you are the exception that proves the rule.
Thank
you're
you so much.
very good looking. Now, back to just if I can, because I'm so curious, and I bet our viewers are as well. What was your favorite family day of all, or what? Does anything stick out from a family day that makes you proud to be the creator of Family Day?
Is definitely Family Day 2012.
Oh,
Really?
Family Day 2012 because the thing is as you guys have been noticing, like, I'm a huge movie buff, right? So at the time there was a great Nicolas Cage movie 2012 out at the time, and I honestly thought I was buying into it, but what the movie was saying about how the world was going to end in December, and I thought it was going to be the last Family Day. So I just really yucked it up. I was going off my ass. I was just partying in the streets. Like, it was a good one. And then when December rolled around and I had a couple criminal hearings I had to go to because of the things I did on the 2012 Family Day, it wasn't so funny no more, but it was really memorable at the time. So
now, Dalton, I got to chime in here. I just did a quick Google. I don't think Nicolas Cage was in 2012. Are you thinking of John Cusack?
Yeah, I get the two. I get the two confused. I know that confusion could get me blacklisted in Hollywood. Be even saying this because they probably don't like that. So I'm sorry. Apologies to John. Apologies to Nick, guys. I am so sorry. I'm really sorry, guys. Please don't blacklist me, please.
You if you do run for office again, this could come back and bite you if your opponents use it in an ad saying like Dalton McGuinty doesn't know the difference between Nicolas Cage and John Cusack.
Wow, I really just handed that to them, man. I'm gonna be beating myself up about this for a long time.
No,
guys.
you know what? It's a live stream. Mistakes happen. No biggie.
I've been on live TV before, but it's just been a while. So it's never hard, guys. It's never hard. It's never hard, making it fluff like this on the air. I'm just so disappointed in myself, boys.
Do you remember your biggest sort of gaffe on air? Your biggest flub?
Yeah,
Live on air?
I once I was in a debate, right, with some of the guys at the time. I think it might have been I think it was John Tory, right?
Yeah.
It was John Tory, and I accidentally said called him John Shithead.
Oh,
I said sorry, John Shit, and then I said sorry, John Shithead, and then it was terribly embarrassing, guys.
Like, that's called saying the quiet part out loud,
Yeah.
That is a gaffe.
Yeah,
that is an all-time gaffe.
It was really embarrassing, guys. The newspapers went off at me for a while. You should have seen the Sun headline the next day. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, former Premier McGuinty, how have you been spending this unprecedented Family Day? Because of course it's the first Family Day that's ever happened under lockdown.
Oh, I was watching Cujo.
The Stephen King movie.
Yeah, I was watching Cujo, the Stephen King movie. Yeah.
With your family?
Yeah, they're big. My young ones, they loved. We watched all the Beethoven movies, and I said, if you like Beethoven, you're gonna love this. So we watched Cujo.
How old are your kids?
7 and 8.
Oh. That feels
so they like dog movies.
Yeah, they love dog movies.
Right.
That feels scary for a kid, no?
Well, yeah, they were crying. Yeah, they were crying for sure. But it's just natural, right? It's just natural. It's all natural, right?
I guess it toughens them up, for the years ahead. For
sure.
life. Yeah.
For sure, yeah, but we're just having a good time. I like to do a little director's commentary when we're watching. Just tell them some little facts. I told them about how Stephen King doesn't remember writing the book and stuff, and they loved hearing my little notes.
Was that because of cocaine?
It could be cocaine. It could be alcohol. You never know, right? I don't judge. I don't judge, right?
Really? I didn't know you were kind of cool about that. You're
I'm
pretty chill.
very cool. I'm very cool.
Yeah.
Do you smoke
Now-
weed?
Well, yeah, I could say it now, guys. I could say it when I was in office, but Dalty smokes weed, yeah, for sure.
Wow, what a scoop.
Yeah,
This
he
is
smokes
very
a
exciting.
ton. I smoke a ton of weed. I smoke a ton of weed. I was hitting the bog with the kids today, for sure, absolutely.
Can I ask a question? When you're sort of partying like that, what music do you listen to?
I listen to the Baja Men.
Who Let the Dogs Out, guys?
Who Let the Dogs Out? Yeah, I love that
I gotta
song.
say, I didn't know that you had this side to you, Mr. McGinty.
Well,
I thought you were kind of like a button-up, kind of straight-laced, kind of square guy, but you're nothing like that.
Well, no one asked me. No one asked me any questions about me when I was in office. I was a little disappointed by that. They wanted to know all about the policies. They never wanted to know about Dalton.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Yeah, well,
It's
It's
so
all
nice
changing
to peel
now.
back the curtain and finally, like, you're such a figure that is so famous and like everyone still, it's like your name is always on our lips, like Dalton McGinty.
I
What's
know.
he's up to? He's like,
I
it's
know.
like Drake.
I know.
And it's so nice to peel back the curtain and actually get to know this guy who was just a lightning rod for press and controversy.
I know, man. I want people to remember me when I'm gone, and that's why I made Family Day. But I mean, I don't know if that's enough. I asked them when I was in office. I said, "Can I be on the back of the toonie?" But they said no.
oh, you asked them.
Yeah, I did. I want to replace the polar bears.
I mean, honestly, that makes sense because you've done more arguably for the country than polar bears have, but that's a different discussion,
What they do, a Coke commercial? Like it's just funny. I did a lot more than
Exactly.
that. I made Family Day for God's sakes. Like it pisses me off.
Pissed me off too.
Yeah.
Great question.
Oh boy.
Just looking at it before we let you go, Dalton, and this has been an amazing interview. I hope this gets picked up somewhere. By the way, this CBC quotes this or something. We got questions in the comments here. James Malikzadeh. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm sorry
Okay.
if I didn't. He wants to know, how'd you get that freak name?
How did I get Dalton?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? When I was born and I got out of my mom and all that stuff, they said to me, choose a name. They said to me, choose a name.
You're kidding. As a baby?
And as a baby, the first thing I said, Da, and they were calling me Da for a bit. They're calling me Da McGinty, but then eventually my next word was Elton because my mom loved listening to Elton John. So I said they put it together and they said Da Elton, and then eventually it became Dalton.
That's amazing.
Wow.
And wait,
Yeah.
you're telling us that happened right after you got out of your mom?
I was very, very smart kid. Very
Wow.
smart kid.
Clearly.
that's-
Wow. And also
That was
very-
before the weed. Let me just tell you that dumbed down a bit. But I mean,
Yeah, if they asked you now, what do you want your name to be? You'd probably take a puff and go, sorry, what was that question again?
what was that? Yeah. Oh, I'd choose something like Doritos or something like that.
Doritos McGinty.
South Park.
Yeah,
Family
South Park.
Guy.
Yeah, I like Family Guy. I love Family Guy too.
Yeah. You do any impressions of any of the Family Guy characters?
Yeah, I do an impression of Joe.
Who's Joe? Oh, the big guy. Okay.
Yeah, do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
What do you want me to do? Something about Ontario politics? or
Sure.
something?
Sure.
Yes.
Hey, Bob Ray. What's with the ratings, Bob?
Amazing.
That's so good, dude. Wow.
Hey, Bob. Yeah. Sometimes it takes me a couple tries to get the voice perfect, but yeah, that's pretty much it, right?
Well,
That's great.
I love it. You've got a future ahead of you in some part of showbiz.
SNL.
Guaranteed, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I at least I'd sell for at least a writer's position too.
Well, Mr. Michaels, if you're listening, get in touch with Dalton.
Dalton.
Mr. Premier, thank you so much for joining us and
Thank you.
explaining the mysteries of Family Day. And on behalf of this entire show and all of our viewership, thank you for creating Family Day.
A happy Family Day to all, and a Family Day to all night. You know, sort of like what Santa says, but a little Dalton spin on it.
Love it. Love that.
Have a great night, Mr. McGinty.
Thank you, Mr.
Hey,
McGint.
You guys have a great night too. It's so nice to meet you guys.
You too.
Damn, what a great guy.
I have a whole new sort of I'm perceiving him in a whole new way, and I like him. He's not, as I was saying, he's not the uptight guy I
Yeah.
thought he was. Yeah,
He's chill. I didn't know he
Yeah.
was so chill.
yeah.
I feel like
Mr.
I
Doug
took a
Ford.
chance asking the weed question, but there was just something about his energy. I'm like, this guy just seems with
Yeah, he
it.
seemed like he was on something, right?
Well, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
So we had some fun there with former Premier Dalton McGinty, and now we're actually going to because this show isn't just about fun and good times and Ontario history. It's also about serious topics such as the ongoing pandemic. There's been a lot of talk in the news lately about this vaccine, that vaccine. Do I take this one? Do I mix it? How do I do this? You know what I mean? And so we wanted to try and clear up some of the misconceptions and the misinformation out there by talking to an actual medical doctor, didn't we, James?
That's right. Hey, I've been on the record saying, is even a vaccine good? Like, I don't know here. So we thought, let's get a doctor on. Let's get an expert's opinion. Let's get our listeners to get the most correct information about vaccines, what's going on with vaccines. And I understand our guest is developing his own vaccine. So I'm very interested in hearing about this. And this is like, it's going to be really good to hear.
Let's bring him on. Joining us, I assume from the hospital where he works, is our guest this episode, Dr. Ahmed. Are you there?
Hey, how's it going?
Dr. Ahmed, it is a pleasure.
Hey, doctor.
Yeah, no, thank you. This is my little break room. I got a little, I made it my own bedroom. It used to be a storage closet, and then I knocked down a few more walls to just make it more roomy.
Yeah, it
It
looks
has a
cool.
cool vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you. These are the original colors of the wall. I didn't really do much. I put the mirror. That's all me.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and it looks like you got something hanging on the wall there over your left shoulder. You got a couple things hanging off the door.
Oh yeah. The masks over here. As you can see,
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to get there. There, you see, I got two masks. Always make sure, unless one gets dirty or like I can't find one, I always got to back up there. And
Smart.
yeah.
Have you heard these jokes, Dr. Ahmed, where people go, because everyone's wearing masks all the time, people are like, when I don't wear a mask, it's like I'm raw dogging the air.
You know what? I have heard those jokes, and I do get what people are saying because breathing in the mask is, you're still breathing, but like there's something different about the air quality. Like it's coming through a cloth and sometimes 2-3 layers of filter. So it definitely, when you take off the mask, the air does have a different taste to it, and it does feel like it's fucking your mouth.
Wow,
Exactly.
I never thought of it that way, but yeah, I guess it does feel like that.
Yeah. No, it's coming
your
it's in
nose.
all orifices.
Yeah, or your nose.
That too.
Before we get to the vaccine, doctor, is this whole thing about you need to wear a mask during sex, is that something you agree with?
Yeah, it's I was hoping you wouldn't bring this up.
Oh, sorry.
Because I don't want to tell people what to do in the bedroom, but if you are still casually hooking up, for sure consider a mask for you and your partner. It will make the interaction a little less fun, but safer. We'll be keeping that reproductive rate low. That's what we're always trying to do.
Well, I'm going to throw out there, I don't know if you've seen the movie Eyes Wide Shut, but there is something kind of kinky about covering someone's, people wearing a mask and then getting it on. And, it could be kind of sexy. You're each wearing a mask. Maybe you're in a big mansion. I don't know. There's creepy piano music playing.
I mean,
It's kind of
bring up
erotic.
Several good points. For me, the mask is more of a tool to, stop the spread. I
Right.
never thought of it as something that you
Yes.
could also use to turn someone on with. That's because you can see my masks there. I'm just trying to show my personality through the mask, but I never thought
Right.
of maybe making it something that could also turn someone on.
Well, can I just apologize on behalf of the show, Dr. Ahmed? I'd like to apologize for what James just said and trying to turn a life-saving, device such as a mask into some sort of weird kink thing. I'd just like
Mike,
to apologize.
Look, we got to humanize these doctors and talk about stuff like sex, because people like me were going, I don't know if I trust these doctors telling me you're going to inject me with something that Bill Gates made up. We got to hear their cool side.
You know what? I think there's never been a better time to be a doctor now. This is probably my 16th press event this week, and people want to talk to me, whether it's over phone or through video here, and I like it, because most of the time people, once I give them a diagnosis or I tell them what's going on, they want me out of the room. So this is
Right.
this is very nice. This is refreshing. Yeah.
Suddenly you're like, oh, now you want to talk to me. I've been in that situation before with people. When they want something from you, suddenly they're your best friend. But when they don't need you, they just sort of they treat you as if you don't exist.
100%. I mean, I've tried a few times after I tell the patient what's going on. I just linger around the room for a little bit, see if they want to talk about other stuff. I mean, I got hobbies and interests, but usually they just look at me and be like, is there anything else you want to tell me? I was like, no, is there something you want to tell me? And they give me a weird look, and I bolt. It's awkward.
Right. Oh, jeez.
Really quick again, before we get to the topic at hand, can I just ask something really quick? I know this is probably annoying and you get this all the time, but can you just look at a mark I have?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, please.
Yeah,
I
it's
can do
like
that.
right here.
God.
Right. So that
what
looks
is
like
that?
I
Or
think
is
that's
that like a mole or?
I mean, the camera quality, it could be anything, but I think that's just that looks like it's just part of your nipple. Maybe
Okay, phew.
maybe you've been rubbing it too hard. Maybe the fabric of the clothes that you're wearing, it could be irritating it a little bit. I say just keep an eye on it. That's what I say for most things. Just keep an eye on it.
When in doubt, say keep an eye on it.
Keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Keep an eye
Then
on it. And if something changes, you know how to reach me. You got my email.
Very, very true.
James, when you did that, I thought of a joke that when you pulled up your shirt, it was like your nipple was raw dogging the air.
You know what? I didn't think of clothes, actually. That's another layer of protection. Unfortunately, like, the corona doesn't want to get into our body through our clothes, but if it did, then yes, I agree with you.
Now, I don't know if this is bad that I keep delaying our topic, but we did get a question from Red Jayway on our chat.
Of course.
Doctor, do you have a Family Guy impression?
Oh.
Now,
Okay.
we had a guest earlier. I don't know if you saw it, but it was former Premier Dalton McGuinty, and he did a Family Guy impression of the character Joe, I believe.
Right.
that-
Right. Yeah.
Do you have one?
Okay, let me. This is my quagmire.
Oh,
Giggity.
okay.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
that's him. That's him.
Right. Giggity, and then if you imagine my neck going back and forth like this, like giggity.
That's
So-
him.
You know what? If you delivered some life-shattering news to me, and then you tapped my shoulder, and then I turned around, and you went giggity, I instantly forgive you.
You know what? I should try to be more silly. I don't get opportunities. I was saying, my line of work. If I'm on duty, I'm pretty stoic. But when I'm, once I clock out, I like to think of myself as a kind of fun dude.
Yeah.
Mr. Dr. Ahmed, I have one movie recommendation for you. Please write this down. Patch
Okay.
Adams.
Hold on, let me write it down. Hold on. Patch Adams.
It's about
is that right?
It's about a very silly doctor who his medicine is clowning, basically.
Okay, all right, I'll check that. Listen, I'm always most of the shows I'm watching that are related to my field are very serious. I'd like to see one that has a comical spin on it.
Great.
You're welcome.
Great.
Well, we've delayed the main topic for long enough, I think. People in Canada are wondering, where the heck is the vaccine? Which vaccine do I take? You have some vaccine news. We brought you on to inform us and educate us. What is the latest on the vaccine?
Well, obviously we know the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are out there. There's delays in delivering them, but we know that they're pretty effective, and and many people who need it have gotten the doses. But I've to try to ramp up the vaccine production in Canada, I've taken it upon myself to A, get the formula they're using, and B, find a way to make it more delicious.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
More delicious.
You mean like to is that like a medical term that I'm not familiar with, like to make it easier to inject, or
Right, like that
Oh.
treatment for my injury was delicious, and that's like a
No, it's actually it's delicious in terms of like tasty, something that goes down. Well, like a spoonful of sugar helps the meds go down. Now, I've taken the vaccine and have made it a thick, delicious stew that lasts longer and is delicious. And you can I tell people how to spice it up when they're taking it if they don't like some of the ingredients I've used.
right. So this one is not injectable. It is actually designed to be eaten, basically.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Because needles. People are scared of needles. I think that's
right here.
right.
Yeah.
It-
I don't like them.
It's a scary, pointy thing. You're like, is it gonna break? My fear, even as I'm inject people, is it gonna break off inside of them?
and you're thinking
Really?
that as the doctor.
I am. I'm scared. I know it won't. Like, I gotta do something really weird for it to do that. But sometimes I'm like, this needle is like really thin. Do we know how strong it is? Like, what if it just like, what if I sneezed?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Achoo. Uh-oh. Sorry, sir.
That's terrible. That's a bigger mess. They come in to do
Right.
some blood work. They now I gotta do more work.
Now you got the bionic man on your hands here.
Seriously. Yeah.
So, but I guess the difference is I'm trying to think. A dose of vaccine that you get from a needle is just a little bit of fluid. How much of the sort of Stewie vaccine, Stewie, Family Guy, how much of the stew
Frank,
vaccine do you have to eat in comparison?
Well, it's I give them a small Tupperware container, about like let's say 100 ml of stew, and the vaccine makes up less than like 3% of it. But the rest of it, it's like the stew's really good. I've gotten like some really good feedback on it. So I tell people, like, I don't know which percent of the stew is a vaccine. I do know the percentage it's in. I just don't know. I couldn't tell you like, oh, take a few bites and you're good. Like, just to be safe, eat the whole thing.
So has this gone through the normal channels and testing and stages that regular vaccines go through?
No, unfortunately, no.
okay.
It's that's a lot of paperwork, and I'm just trying to ramp up because people are dying right now, and I just want to make sure that people who are vulnerable get the vaccine as fast as possible. And so I haven't gone through the proper channels. No.
We got a question here in the comments. What else is in this stew? Vaccine stew? Whatever.
Well, the ingredients that I can tell you is there's some potatoes in it.
Okay.
There's for our vegetarians, I got like some really good like carrots. We got a little bit of there's some spinach in there as well. If you're a meat lover, I got a nice sirloin that I cut up and I put it in there. And I can occasionally, I'll spice it up by adding some turmeric. Some turmeric.
I love turmeric.
Yeah, it's
that yellow one, right?
Yes, it's like so good. And sometimes I'll put a little curry flavor on some of them, just like it's right now it's small batches. I'm hoping to ramp up production. I work in a tiny kitchen in my apartment right now, and I'm trying to see if I can get into a larger facility and hopefully get like line cooks to make this faster than I can.
Wow.
Right,
So
yeah.
it doesn't sound like a traditional lab grown kind of vaccine at all. Yeah.
No. I wear gloves mostly just for sanitary reasons, but the rest of it, I like the pipettes. Just it's fun. Like just pick up a little bit of stew, put it in my mouth. It's silly. It makes me laugh. But nothing. This is not following normal medical rigor.
Yeah. I've got to ask. Now, like a lot of the problems with vaccine distribution here in Canada, I think, is that we really need a lot of them, like millions. And do you think you have the production abilities to make like 40 million bowls of soup?
I mean, listen, I'm following the playbook of McDonald's. They started as a small business that has grown into a billion-dollar company, and so I know that if I can get the right venture capitalists or funding from the government, that I can easily ramp up. Right now, I'm on my own. Just after my 12-hour shifts, I'm cranking out like 100 a night. You know, because it's 100 ml. It's
So
not
wait, you're
much.
doing a full exhausting shift at the hospital. You go home and you start just cooking 100 bowls of soup.
I do, yeah, and it's really
Wow.
it's affecting me during the day because I am tired. I don't have as much energy to get to the patients. But once I explain to them what's happening, they usually tell me that's understandable, and how can we help is what they don't really say.
No, really?
No, you're the doctor, not me. Don't vaccines need to like go into your blood or something?
Well, this does. This will eventually get into your bloodstream. The time required is a little different because it depends on like if you've eaten a lot before, then maybe this might take a bit of time to digest, but it will eventually get into your bloodstream. It's just I tell people wait a couple days to see the effects.
Right. Yeah, I'd like to apologize again on behalf of the show. I knew that soup goes into your blood. James didn't know that. So
Okay. No, I
know a
was.
bit
I
of
thought this
science.
is. Yeah. No, I'm sorry.
I mean, sue me. I didn't know when you eat a bowl of soup, it mixes into your blood.
Well, I mean,
In
yeah, your
fact,
body
I'm still,
breaks
still
down.
skeptical.
Yeah, the body breaks down all the food that you consume, and so it does. It gets all the macronutrients that it needs and minerals from your food. But it will just take a little longer than if you were injecting it directly into your bloodstream.
So you're saying if I ate a bowl of cream of mushroom soup and then I cut my arm open, would it come out?
Not precisely, no. You'd get mostly blood in that case. But if we were to test it, there might be some cream of mushroom soup in there.
Okay. Interesting.
I have to admit, Dr. Ahmed, all this talk of potatoes and turmeric and stuff, it's got my mouth watering a bit, and I am hungry. If I could hold the microphone up to my stomach, you'd hear it growling.
I'm sure. I mean, listen, my soup is it's quite good. And you know what? To be honest with you, like I know maybe some of your audience is skeptical, as are you, James, and I understand that. Like you're like, why stew? And
Yeah.
if I'll be honest with you, there actually is a long history of vaccines being made by accident in the kitchen.
Really? I always figured it was
Wow.
in a lab and there's some nerd who probably can't cook for worth shit. Yeah, I've got a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then it's some potion. You're telling me this it's in the kitchen?
Yeah, I mean, listen, that we tell that story because we want to make medicine seem cool. We want to make the sciences seem cool. If we told a true story, it might make more people go to the culinary arts, and there would be fewer doctors. We're already having a doctor shortage as it is, and so we need more people in the medical field. So we tell them these stories because that's what's easily digestible.
Right, digestible.
Oh, sorry.
And no, don't apologize. What are do you have any sort of examples of like the history of medicine, sort of mixing with culinary experiments?
Oh yeah, absolutely. For instance, polio. That started as if you guys are familiar with horchata, it's like it's a drink, a rice drink. So it first started where the scientist that was working on the polio vaccine in his kitchen just was really hungry, but wanted a little palate cleanser before eating, and was making himself some horchata when he accidentally knocked over the vial that contained the vaccine into the horchata, and he was like, well, I don't want this to go to waste. So he actually went around and inoculated some of the people who lived in this area. Didn't tell them that they were being inoculated, but then saw the effects, were like, whoa, it tastes good, and people
Wow. Like these
recovered
people
so quickly.
totally do not have polio.
Yeah, and so he was like, I mean, I could try to I could try to go to now get this rigorously tested, go through different stages, or I can just make horchata, which is so cheap to make, and just give it out to people in the neighborhood. And I mean, obviously, big companies got a word of it, and then they took the the formula from him and mass produced it, but they took the horchata part out of it.
Oh God, I hope he got some money for his troubles.
I mean, they bought him out. I mean, having a doctor, I'm not really good with contracts, and neither was he. So I just don't know if he got the best value for what he made.
It sounds like Big Pharma is going after these cook doctors and not, and taking away their livelihood.
It's, honestly, it does hurt my heart because a lot of doctors, like how we like, it's so stressful working in this field. So a big way we unwind is through cooking. That helps, you center yourself. You make something. There's a little patience involved in making a dish, and so a lot of us are really good cooks. Like you look at the chief medical officers; those people can throw it down in the kitchen. Oh,
Fauci. Make an omelet?
Fauci. Oh, forget an omelet. That guy makes the meanest brisk I've ever had. Honestly. Brisk.
I've heard
So
rumors
good.
about
Isn't
that.
brisk where
and
you circumcise
I-
a baby?
Brisk.
Oh, brisk.
no. I mean, that,
I'm not
that sounded
claiming-
terrible.
Yeah,
You don't do that in the kitchen. Yeah.
No, definitely not. No, you wouldn't
that's a
want
good
that.
point.
It's
Unless
a
you're
little
eating,
messy.
calamari.
Yeah, no, brisket steak.
Can I
Yeah,
just-
those are-
I have heard we're talking about Fauci. I have heard that he's an amazing, brisket, an eggs cook. But I've heard he's a devil in the kitchen too. If you come in, he's like, "Get out of my kitchen! This is my, domain," and he won't let you in. Are you like that?
I'm, a little bit. If I'm in the zone and you're not moving fast enough, because there's all mise en place, right? You got to have all your ingredients laid out. And if someone wants to help me out and they're messing up my mise en place, I'll get them out of there. Like, get out of here. I don't need you here because you're slowing down the process. And what was meant to be, a very calming process has become now stressful, like my work. And I don't want to remember work while I'm at home.
Yeah.
Amen. Have you ever thought about in a few years' time, maybe putting down your stethoscope and hanging up your white coat and
putting on a different white coat.
Yes, exactly, a chef's coat, and starting your own restaurant?
Right now, it seems like a far-fetched dream, because I don't have the capital right now to go in that direction. But yeah, I mean, I see Chef Ramsay and I'm like, that guy's really mad. I know I could be a more calming presence, and make. I can make better food than him. I'll say it.
What?
I think I can make better food than him.
You could make
Wow.
you could make a great meal and check out somebody's mole, all in one.
He can't do that. I mean,
He's not
he
going
might
to look at your mole.
he might know the food chemistry better than I do, but he does not understand the human body.
No. Imagine if
all.
you were at one of Chef Ramsay's restaurants and I don't know, you have a stroke. Are you going to ask him like, Chef Ramsay, heal this man? Do you know what would happen? He would just sort of look at you like this and go, I don't know what to do. But whereas
exactly,
you'd be able to save that man,
Absolutely, and save them with enough time so that their food doesn't go cold. Well, they'll be so thankful and still have a warm meal.
That is beautiful.
So informative. And, this is why, everyone's always so mad about, McDonald's adds chemicals to their food or whatever. I'm not saying McDonald's does. Give me a break, guys. We should be adding these medicines to our food.
Mm-hmm.
These big corporations, it's good.
Yeah.
Look at these soup vaccines, guys. Open your eyes.
Listen, there's a reason why kids' multivitamins taste so good. We could give it to them in a in a formula that doesn't taste like strawberries or oranges or whatever other flavors.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that kids like candy, and you can get a kid to have candy more than you could get a kid to have just an actual pill.
Like instead of, childish flavors like blueberry or tutti frutti, it'd be nice if a vitamin was like, it's risotto flavored or, sirloin steak or,
Vitamins for the foodie generation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We are all foodies now.
Absolutely.
I'm sick of this shit. Flintstone bullshit.
I'm tired, and I'm
Give me
hoping
an
that
Italy
this
vitamin.
will. Honestly,
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you, James. I just feel like this is just the beginning of food and medicine coming together, and I'm excited to see what the future is. I'm hoping that from now on, like we don't have to give people like morphine through a drip. We can just give them a morphine shake or something, or we can give them like, I don't know, like put morphine in like an
Morphine
ice cream
pate.
sundae, morphine pate. Yes, elevate the medicine.
Yeah.
It's
And it
been
comes in
sta-
a butler wearing, a black suit and has like a silver platter and like, ding, your morphine, madam. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
How nice would it be? You get a morphine and it's on a dish with a nice little like little drizzle on the side, and it's not only you're gonna be relieved of the pain, but you just had a nice dish.
Yeah, when I do morphine recreationally, it's such a to-do. There's a needle, there's the drip. It's like pain in the ass. If it was just, on sushi, pate. I mean, it would be so much nicer.
I mean, it would have to be like a lot of course because usually the bag is quite a lot of solution. So I imagine like we make it a 15-course small meal, just a little bit of
Tapas.
morphine.
Yes,
There we go. Tapas. There we go.
Well, I'm just so hungry I could throw a rock through my window. And I'm so glad that we were able to talk to you, Dr. Ahmed. Have you had your dinner tonight so far? Speaking of food,
No, I haven't. I think today I hate to admit it, but I'm gonna order in.
Okay, the chef is ordering in. Hell must
You've
be
earned it.
freezing over.
It's I want to support local businesses too, but it's just today I just didn't have the time.
Great. Well, I think we're out of time here, Dr. Ahmed, but thank you so much for joining us, and you really helped inform our audience a lot, and we're
Of
really
course,
thankful
I'm glad
for
to
that.
help. And if anyone wants to hear more about my stew, please, I'm starting a website right now. It's on Wattpad, but look for wattpad.com/Dr. Ahmed. You'll find my recipe for the stew on there. It's just a stew without the vaccine. Obviously, you gotta reach out to me personally for the vaccine.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, listeners, viewers, hit up that link. And once again, thank you so much, Dr. Ahmed, for joining us.
Of course, no, thank you for having me.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed. Well,
Oh,
Michael,
wow.
that was very interesting. I felt like we learned a lot. I mean, we're basically as it happens right now. The CBC show. We're giving info. People are loving it.
And a little bit more hard hitting, a little bit more honest, a little bit grittier, and so it's great. Yeah, we've had Dalton McGinty and Dr. Ahmed, and I guess that's about it for this live stream.
Yes, thank you, everybody who watched. We're really grateful, and all the comments. Thank you.
Thank
we
you.
appreciated that so much. Don't forget, you could download this as a podcast every week, and thank you if you're listening on podcast. And I suppose we should thank Ben Stagger and.
He
There he
played
is.
Dalton McGinty.
Yeah, well, let's not break the fourth wall too much. But and Guled Abdi as well.
He played a
And-
different character. Yeah.
Michael, let's not
Dalton.
break the fourth wall. It's very confusing for people. And thanks, Bad Dog. Connor Lowe was our producer, tech guy. He did a great job. And
Thank you, Stoner Network. And also, I guess we should say, find us on patreon.com/landlordtenant if you want to support the darn show.
yes, thanks so much. And thanks for listening, everybody. See you next time.
Stay cool.